A series of unfortunate events befell Severin Fourier and led him to a 5-year prison sentence, but by the time he was released, he had acquired wisdom from the teachings of a savant. Once Severin stepped back into society, he was prepared to give his all for his fiancée, but she had cheated on him and married an assaulter. Unbeknownst to him, the president of a certain company, a beauty in the finest, had given birth to his adorable baby daughter in secret. She had waited 5 insufferable years for him, and so thus began Severin's most daunting challenge yet, becoming a father. Chapter 1. The North Pole prison was located in, as its name suggests, the North Pole, specifically the northernmost part of the North Pole. It was situated more than 500 meters beneath the Earth's surface, and it was there that the world's most vicious and well-known criminals were imprisoned. It was a prison that no one in history succeeded in escaping from. At that moment, an elevator had risen to the Earth's surface from beneath. The elevator door opened slowly, and a man with a scruffer-looking face stepped out from inside. "Congratulations on being released from prison," a burly man said in a coarse voice. He was in charge of guarding the place. A bodacious middle-aged woman looked solemnly at the prisoner who had just stepped out of the elevator and said, "You'll be a free man after stepping out of that gate over there." Severin Fourier, fresh out of prison, glanced at the door in front of him with mixed emotions. "I could have left this place whenever I wanted." The middle-aged woman's red lips parted slightly, but she did not say a single word. After all, she could not refute what he had said. The multitude of evil people imprisoned beneath them included well-known secret agents, warlords, and even the leaders of several huge underworld organizations, yet all had been subdued by Severin. All those individuals were nothing to him. There was war in the country of Dracodom 3 years ago, and it was an uphill task for the kingdom to resist the foreign powers that invaded it. Eventually, the kingdom's officials decided to send for young people to receive tutelage from Severin. He taught them for only half a year and sent them back as full-fledged warriors who turned the tide of the war almost instantly. Their achievements then earned them recognition as Dracodom's renowned war heroes. When Severin reached the gate, he stopped, turned around, and glanced intently at the tall castle-like building behind him. He then knelt down and kowtowed 3 times. "Old wacko! I'll be leaving this place now. Thank you for taking care of me the past 5 years." Emotions began welling up inside of Severin. When he was first sent to that prison, he witnessed how a grey-haired old man was bullied and withheld from having any food. Severin then willingly decided to share half of his food to the man. Everyone in prison called the old man a wacko because he was constantly mumbling about achieving immortality. Many ignored him, and some even abused him verbally, yet the old wacko seemed rather nonchalant about the whole thing. Severin was the only one who chatted with him every day, prompting the others to call Severin little wacko. Later, Severin discovered that the old wacko was actually an erudite savant, and the latter passed down all his knowledge to Severin. The day that Severin left the prison was also the day the old wacko left, but their destinations were completely different. The thick steel gate closed behind Severin as he walked out. "Greetings, master." 2 middle-aged men, an old man, and a middle-aged woman all knelt down together. The jaws of all Dracodom's upper-class individuals would almost certainly drop to ground if they were to see the respect that those 4 people accorded to Severin. After all, they were none other than the 4 war heroes who had just helped Dracodom win the war. Severin frowned when he saw them. "Why are you folks here?" The 4 of them stood up, and the old man cupped his hands respectfully before answering, "We, as disciples, are obliged to welcome our master upon his release from prison." "I take it you're all doing well?" Severin asked curtly as he glanced at their medals. "Master, we've been acknowledged as the 4 great war heroes of Dracodom. It's not just power and glory that we've acquired, we have our own territories too." The middle-aged woman explained to him the achievements that she and the others have made. It was obvious that she was quite proud of herself. However, Severin replied without much expression, "Glad you didn't tarnish my reputation." The 4 of them were secretly delighted, for it was not easy to get a compliment from Severin. "Master, here's a Supreme VIP card. It has an overdraw of 1.5 billion. The card is yours, so use it as and when you like. I'll top up the account whenever you spend any money." The middle-aged woman handed over a bank card with a smile on her face. A middle-aged man then asked, "Would you like a position? I can give you a territory so you can rule on a small scale." Next, the old man said, "My granddaughter is a beautiful woman, master. Perhaps you'd be interested to meet her?" Finally, the middle-aged man suggested, "The province of Middlebridge still lacks a ruler, master. Why don't you have a look at the place and see if you're keen?" Severin, however, shook his head in disappointment. "All I want is for none of you to pester me. I'd like to spend my days in peace with my parents and Lucy, thank you very much. I've been meaning to make it up to them for my past mistakes. I don't even know if they're doing all right now. Won't you at least accept this card even if you don't want anything else?" The middle-aged woman looked anxiously at Severin. All 4 of them had received wealth and power, courtesy of Severin. It was only natural, then, that they hoped to give him something in return. "Give me a cell phone and leave your contact information in it. I'll pay you guys a visit once I have the time." Severin smiled faintly and touched a minimalistic-looking ring on his finger. That was all he had left to remember the old wacko by. I'll give you a phone. Thank goodness I brought one with me. The middle-aged man immediately took out a new cell phone and handed it to Severin. Our phone numbers are all in there. Severin nodded. Do you have a smoke? The middle-aged man immediately took out a pack of cigarettes and handed them respectfully to Severin.